welcome in to the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on this video and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsey here with Espo.
I guess that's who I am.
I know.
I don't even know myself.
New look Espo. It has not been your week. I'm not going to lie. You lost a bet. You lost your beard. You're losing the poll right now of our superheroes draft. I think we just need to reset.
Not good. I actually, you know what? I look like I did this out of solidarity with our new sister network, CHGO. I look like I should be on the Chicago network. Give me a hot dog. Give me a brewski. And I got this thing going on.
Espo Diefenbach. That's the name. You guys are like, you are fusing into one person.
I do not deserve the Diefenbach last name. That family outside of Shane is a class act, and I just don't deserve it. So I'm not Peter Griffin. Okay,
No.
Long John Silver 85.
No.
Get the hell out of the chat.
Sunrise Dunk said you look 15. I mean, that's a positive. You know, I have heard that they've done studies about men who have facial hair, like beards, majority of their life, end up looking younger later in life because you're keeping the sun off of your face. So that's a positive.
Sure. Now my lips going to just look fantastic because an extra day covered from the rest of my face.
Wait, are you shaving the mustache off?
Hell, my wife told me that if it's not gone, I'm gone. So I better get rid of it. Is the
Yeah, I would say that's probably a
maybe
smart
I'll keep
move.
it just to annoy the family tomorrow. You know?
I don't know. Josh said, Espo, you legit look younger.
Just wait till Sunday's show where I have no facial hair. Then I will look really young. You'll all think I'm 12.
That's a positive. This is
see.
a positive
We'll
thing
see.
that we have found out from you having to lose your beard.
But I was hoping I'd lose the beard, I'd look younger, and then I'd be the 100 pounds lighter I was when I was that age that I look like now. No luck. The hair was not that heavy.
Yeah, but you are winning this year overall because you've committed to your health and you've committed to all of that stuff, and you're doing great.
And you know what? I could be a New York Knick, and I'm not. So that's a win, too.
Facts. You absolutely could be. At least you get to cover some winning basketball. Tonight, the Phoenix Suns are taking on the New York Knicks. As you mentioned, they're not too great. They've dropped their last 6 games. I believe the tweet that you sent out was what? They've lost,
I believe it is
remember off the top of your
16
head?
of their last 20. At one point, they were 21-21. They're now 25-37, I believe. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I remember those times.
That's actually bad. I mean,
Real
that was
bad.
January when they were 21-21. Not so much anymore.
Yeah. At least we're not there.
Not good, Bob. Not good.
Not great. Not great.
Yeah.
The Suns, they snapped their 2-game skid the other night. They beat the Portland Trailblazers by 30 points. They're kind of trying to figure it out. Of course, they're going to be without Devin Booker and Chris Paul again tonight. But I think this is another good game for them. Absolutely winnable. The same way as with the Trailblazers. As long as they play within their system.
I sure as hell hope it's winnable because even missing Devin Booker and CP3, if you lose to a team that's on the kind of skid that the Knicks is, it's a little disheartening, especially after how well you played against Portland the other night on Wednesday. This should be another game where they can handle themselves. Just play within yourselves. You go 2-0 against Portland and New York, it allows you to not have to worry as much about, granted, at this point you're not worrying a huge amount, but not have to be as concerned about the Bucks game starting a slide or the Miami game being 3 losses in a row potentially. Take care of business tonight at home so you can go on the road with a little bit more peace of mind.
I also didn't realize these are new glasses you have on too.
Oh,
I was like, what's different outside of the beard? I don't think I've seen this frame.
These are, okay, it is Batman Day. I saw the Batman this morning. I've got the Batman shirt. These are Batman actually rims. They're Batman comics. So
Nice.
I'm in full nerd mode. I look like I should not have a wife and should be hanging out at the comic book store for hours a day. So.
Oh no, you look great. And chicks dig nerds. So obviously you got yourself a very wonderful wife.
I outkicked my coverage. All right. I believe that's the way they say it in sports. I outkicked the coverage and I got a hottie and I shouldn't have. All right.
All right, well, let's take a look at the injury report for tonight's game. As I mentioned, Chris Paul, Devin Booker out for the Phoenix Suns. On the Knicks side of things, Obi Toppin is questionable. Last I heard, Quentin Grimes is out, Derrick Rose is out, Kemba Walker is out. So they're going through some things over there.
I love that Kemba Walker isn't out. Kemba Walker. Now I'm just going into my Boston accent. Kemba Walker was asked to not be with the team, like mutually agreed to not be with the team, which is very weird. Yeah, very weird. Anyways,
he used to when I had a fantasy team. I used to love having Kemba Walker on my team.
Oh, he's a stat stuffer.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was great.
Not this year, though.
I don't know what happened there, though. But yeah, I mean, overall, this Knicks game, like you said, the Suns should win. Hopefully they do, because it would be really good for them before going on the road and having to deal with tougher matchups. Iron some things out without Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest thing is that take advantage of this. It can help boost the confidence of some of these guys who are a little bit towards the end of the bench here, heading into the playoffs and basketball that is truly, truly meaningful. Well,
and you win tonight, and if you do it in a similar fashion to against Portland, you give these guys an immense amount of confidence going into some tough games on the road. Mm-hmm. And then maybe they do knock off a Milwaukee. Maybe they do take care of business against a Miami team on Wednesday. You want to see that. It does nothing but help this team, for this group to realize they can win even without their stars. Because if it comes down to it at some point in the playoffs where you need these guys to step up because somebody fouls out, somebody's injured, whatever the case may be, they'll know that they can do it because they've gone through it. It's one thing to not have had this time and then have to step up in the playoffs, but this actually is, as much as it could be a good thing, it's a good thing, especially thanks to the way that the Golden State Warriors can't get out of their own damn way.
Right. Also, we got really lucky as far as the schedule goes for this handful of games here while you're dealing with this whole situation. So we got really lucky there. Because if it was flipped, if we were playing the Bucks in Miami first and then Portland and the Knicks, then things would have been even more of a disaster. I feel like
people would have panicked at that point. But look, do you realize that the Warriors in their last 26 games since Draymond went out are 14-12? The Warriors in their last 26 games have lost as many games as the Suns have lost all season. Mm-hmm. That just blew my mind when I heard that earlier.
Does that make you wonder? I guess I'm playing devil's advocate here and maybe just being a little petty here. But the conversations around MVP, right? Chris Paul, Devin Booker was like, you have two. Can one really be considered an MVP kind of situation? Like Steph leads his team, like Steph is the guy over there. Then you lose Draymond and then you barely go over 500. Does that come into consideration at all? Or is it just that Steph is Steph and we know the type of player he is? So
it comes into play because look at the MVP conversation. He's not in it anymore. He's off most lists because of this. What it makes me wonder is just how important is Mikal Bridges to everything the Suns do, because defensively he plays that role that Draymond does. Offensively, obviously a little different, but how important is he? That's a factor that I hope we don't find out with him. That's a guy that is such a linchpin to what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone will tell you, all former players and current players do, you have to have a guy like that on your team in order to win games. Like those guys are so valuable. They just don't get typically as much credit as they do deserve. And that is something that Monty actually brought up at practice this week. He was like, I need to do a better job, me personally, since he does speak to the media pretty much daily and sometimes multiple times a day, of pointing out just how important guys like Mikal Bridges are, guys like Jay Crowder, even Devin Booker defensively, to get the conversation around that moving even more.
Yeah, The problem is the people that Monty's talking to aren't the people that need to open their eyes and see that, right?
Right, but then when you have national games and then that media comes in, if he maybe that was his way of being like, hey, all of you guys who are here every single day, ask me a question about this when the national media is here.
This ESPN guy's here. Wink, wink.
So that they can, I mean, there's only so many pieces of sound that they can choose from that interview. Maybe those are the ones that make it on the broadcast.
They just ask one question and it's that, and then everybody's silent.
Exactly. That's it. No more questions. I'm not giving any answers. All right. What does Vegas think about tonight's game? Our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
They like the Suns a lot more than my wife likes the mustache. They've got the Suns favored by 6.5, which is surprising because to me, this Knicks team has looked just as bad as Portland recently, and it's a significantly lower
right, because it was 11 the other night, right?
against the Blazers. So,
which you would think the fact that they were able to blow out the Blazers by 30, that would have maybe leaned into
East
their
Coast
favor?
bias? I don't know.
Must be.
Maybe.
Must be. We got that Southwest bias over here, so I can't relate.
Maybe they just like Julius Randle as much as the
Shane loves him.
The mustache behind the Mac does. So.
Which, if you are a gambling person, Shane says that Julius Randle makes him a lot of money. So maybe,
points, rebounds, and assists for those of you that don't know what PRA is. I learned that earlier. I thought we were talking about Pabst Blue Ribbon, and we're just saying the B incorrectly. But,
there you go. I don't know. If you have questions about it, hit up Shane. He's the one who's got all the insight over there. So now that we know what our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app think about tonight's game, let's share what we think the outcome for tonight's game will be. I've got Suns by 6. Honestly, I feel like 6 is my go-to number because it's enough, but then it's also not too much.
You just want to make it easy on the interns where they don't have to change the number.
I do. I'm just trying to be
kind
nice.
Of you. I say 11. I just that feels like the right number to me. I see that. Gerald says 7. Saul says Knicks by 1-38.
1-38.
Got a guess?
I have no idea.
The population of New York City is 8 million people.
Okay.
Which means 1 in 38 Americans claim they live in New York City.
That's a lot.
I looked at it and went, this can't be right. And I did the math and it was right.
That's a lot.
That is, yes. Wow. It's a concrete jungle where dreams are made of and lots of people live.
You know, I still have not been to New York City.
It's my favorite city.
I bet I would love it. Every single time I was supposed to go to New York with the team on a road trip, I got sick. Every single time, and I had to miss the trip. You
need to get your significant other and say that's where we're going next. That is my favorite NBA trip, my favorite trip in general as a human being. I wanted to live there for a year in my life. It did not happen, but I got to go there multiple times with the Suns. And when somebody else is paying, it's even better.
That's exactly why I was so bummed, because I'm like, man, the hotel out in New York probably has to be really great.
No, I stayed in some not the greatest.
With the team?
Yeah, no, San Francisco was the best. New York.
Okay, but also when you were with the team, I feel like you always got gypped as far as where you had to stay.
I stayed with the team a few times. Okay. I stayed at the Ritz in LA. I stayed at the super fancy place in San Francisco. They stayed the weird boutique-y place in Portland that had ducks on the wall.
I don't remember. No. Maybe they switched by that point in time. I was allergic to that hotel. Every time we went to Portland, my face was swollen.
First world problems.
I know,
New York, I stayed in like a Holiday, and it wasn't all that impressive.
I'll get there one day. All right. We got a couple topics we want to kind of go over.
Look, on the mustache.
Yes.
So somebody in the chat compared it to an adult film star, I believe was what it was. I've also gotten the Walmart version of Kellen Olsen. I thought that was mean to both of us. So I thought that was rude. The star of Bob Hart's Abadola or something. I got that one too. Lots of bad thoughts on this mustache. So.
I mean, I think it's fun, and I'm proud of you for following up on your bet, because
I don't wash on a bet.
Yeah,
I regret it, but I don't. I don't back out. You know, I'm not like Johnny. You know, I'm not like that.
Wait, did Johnny not follow up on a bet?
I heard it happens a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Johnny. Also, just a little reminder, a little nugget of information. Saul and I have an open bet right now. I was on the side that Diana Taurasi will play this year. He said she will not. All signs point to her playing this year. And I believe we might have to go back and look at the film because Saul doesn't believe me. Surprise, surprise. The bet was we get to dress.
Yes.
Whoever loses gets to dress the other one.
That was the bet.
So
there's still a chance TT doesn't play. I mean,
shush. If you guys have any suggestions on things that we should make Saul wear, we've already determined that I'm not going to make him wear like something ridiculous. Okay, so reel it back in. Whatever you're thinking, reel it back in just a smidge. But some fun things like maybe an ASU shirt or something.
Nah, that's
enough.
Too cliche.
Okay.
Like, this needs to be. We need to cut to the core. Like, we need to dress him like somebody from the 80s because he always likes to give me a hard time about my age.
Yeah.
Maybe we dress him like an old man. He already kind of does that, but we can come up with lots. I think we should do like some weekly bets on this show.
Like some thrift store. We got to go to the thrift store and find some gems.
Yeah.
Like if we could find like a gold kind of suit jacket or a super bright colored suit jacket, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So nothing else on this game in particular. I think this as long as this team plays within their offense, nobody tries to play hero ball. This should be a game that they can win without Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and I think they can do it by double digits.
Absolutely. All right. So one topic that, Espo, I know you feel very strongly about is Cam's lemonade stand.
This is where we're going.
Cam's lemonade stand started out as something very innocent and very sweet.
Two guys making a bet.
And charity elements involved. And now it has become corporate.
Yeah. I'm just going to go right into it. This is a picture of the Cam's lemonade stand that they're doing at the arena tonight. And if you look closely at your screen up in that left corner, lemonade's $9. A hard lemonade is $12. All right. Well, if that's
I think it's 14.
Is it 14?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's even more than I thought. And look, that's okay if a portion's going to charity, but guess what? It's not. I confirmed that none of this is going to charity tonight, and to me that just feels disingenuous, right? Unless Robert Sarver decided to do this so he can afford to pay Cam after the season, it's completely disingenuous that they took something that was innocent, something that was sweet. It was a way to connect with the fans. It was a way to help charity, and they're bastardizing it now. And it really pisses me off that in a world where we get enough corporate BS shoved at us constantly, we have to deal with a lot of things that we don't want in the headlines. We have to deal with the realities of the world we live in. They took a moment that actually was special, something that you could look at and you could go, this is genuine, this is true, this is helping people.
And this is a really cool moment as a community.
And they crapped on it.
Yeah.
I mean, they said, here's another corporate way that we can squeeze a few more cents out of people that are paying their hard-earned dollars to come to our arena, to wear our gear, to cheer on this team. And they managed to just stick it to people and the fans again. And what bothers me most is people going there genuinely probably think they're helping somehow. And it's fraudulent to me in that way.
Well, because that's how it started.
Exactly.
That was the whole premise of really putting effort behind this within the community and really making it come to fruition. And I think the worst part about it is, like, listen, the price, I get the price tag. Almost any stadium or arena you go to, you're going to pay $9 for something like that. $7 to $9 for a lemonade is pretty standard at arenas. I get it. It's ridiculous, but I understand.
I don't understand, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. But I think because it started with a charity component as a part of it, you have to, if you're going to keep the Cam's lemonade stand, and this is no shade at Cam because I don't even know if he's involved.
He probably doesn't have any clue.
I hope he's getting a cut of it at this point.
Well, and they're selling the shirts too, which I didn't confirm, but I'd imagine that's not going to charity either.
They should have kept a charitable component with this. Like $1 of every sale goes back to Suns charity. Even even if you had to bump it up to $10, as long as you added in the charitable component, it makes it so much better.
Look I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. Tweet at the Suns. Tell them you think it's fraudulent. Tell them that they should be donating at least a portion of it. Put some pressure on them. Because to me, it's not fair to Cameron McHale either.
Right.
Because these guys did it out of what they thought was altruistic intentions. And then you're putting it in this light. It just goes to a pattern that we've seen over the years. And every time you think, oh, it's different, things have changed, they've turned a corner, blah, 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 we get fed a line, then something like this happens. Maybe it was a great oversight. Maybe this was just an oversight. I doubt it, but it's unfortunate. And it upset me because I had some people ask, oh, is this for charity?
Yeah, is it an extension of what was already started?
Great question. Let me ask. And then I found out the answer I wasn't hoping to find out.
Yeah, it's just a super unfortunate situation because it started out, like I said, as such a good thing, and they could have kept it going all season long. And then at the end of the season, they could have released another number figure about like how much this community effort, this fun thing that we all got to be a part of, raised overall for our community. Because at the end of the day, you have to remember, and I'm not saying that the Suns don't. The Suns absolutely do things for this community, but if you start something with a charitable component, you have to maintain that throughout the entirety of its existence.
Switch.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in doing it that way. And I think it's more than unfortunate. It's irreprehensible to go that route with it. So to your point, it didn't have to be all $9. Say $1.
Yeah.
$1 from the $9 or $14 going to go back to Suns charity. Great. You're doing something. People are going to get a refreshment while they're at the game anyways. They can do part of it for charity.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate. It's wrong to me. And I had to say it. I'm sure I may hear about that, but I don't really care because sometimes you just got to call a spade. And that's what this is. It's just not the way it should be. So
yeah. And it's fair to appreciate what has been done thus far and want to continue that positive, want to continue that kind of, like I said, again, the charity aspect of this whole thing. Like what they have done up to this point is fantastic. Just keep it going.
Yes.
Just keep the integrity of it. Keep it going because it was a really cool thing.
And that's not a knock on Suns charity. What they did at the event was great. That got donated to Suns charity. That's important. They made over $5,000 for Suns charity. That's important. It's this next step. There was even a press release about it, that Cam's Lemonade Stand's coming back, and it just feels fraudulent to me.
Yeah, that's a bummer for sure. And I appreciate you bringing it to our attention. All right, the next thing, we're going to move on from that because we have some really cool, exciting news to share with you guys. We already shared this once before, but it's official. We want to make sure that you guys put it in your calendar. So this upcoming Wednesday, when the Suns face off against the Miami Heat at 5 p.m., we are going to be live at the Answorth downtown. So plan to come hang out with us.
Apparently we're burning the Answorth down or we're being punished somehow. I don't know what the flames are going on here, but I promise you it'll be a fun environment. It won't be that hot as it looks like there, at least temperature-wise. Come on out. You can meet the crew. At least actually you can meet Saul, Lindsey, and I. Gerald will actually be in Miami. And I'm not going to sing Will Smith. Sorry, I'm not. I will maybe at the Answorth. We'll do Welcome to Miami live.
We're going to karaoke element incorporated into the show.
I will. If you come out and you sing Welcome to Miami, Espo, I will sing it at the Answorth. But come on out. We'll have a good time. We're going to have some giveaways. You can get Lindsey's autograph. I highly recommend purchasing your book on Amazon, getting it signed. Come on out. Actually, you know what? I'll have some copies of the cover printed. You can come get it signed if you'd like.
Oh, my gosh.
Metal Mike says if I was in AZ, I would for sure be there. Lindsey will pay for your flight out here. So
if it was in AZ?
If it was in AZ, yeah.
It is in AZ.
Oh, it is in it. I think he meant if I was in AZ.
Is that a typo, Metal Mike, or did we not?
It isn't. It's right across from the arena. It's where the old Hard Rock was, literally.
Not in Miami.
It's not in Miami.
No.
It's here. Gerald's in Miami.
Yes.
If I confuse you. Metal Mike, if you're not in AZ, Lindsey will pay for your flight to come out.
Using Saul's credit card.
Look at that. It works either way. So just come on out to the Answorth. We're going to have a good old time. So,
Josh, I'll see if I can get Saul's credit card for you. I got you. We'll see. But don't worry if you're not in Arizona or if you just can't make it because whatever reason, we're still going to be live here hanging out with all of you guys. So join us in the chat as always. But if you are local and you want to come hang with us, it'll be really fun. We'll watch the game together. We'll have some shenanigans probably. Espo will sing. Saul will yell at him. Giveaways.
You guys are going to see Saul's looks at me when I say things live, and they are special, people. They are special. But yeah, we'll have a good time. I haven't, we haven't done one of these. Obviously, things going on in the world. It's been a while since we've been able to meet up with people. So let's go out there. We'll have a good time. Look forward to seeing you out there at the Answorth Wednesday. Pre-game at 5, post-game right after, and we'll watch the game during it. You can heckle us. We'll be sitting there with you. So. Also,
I just want to say, I learned tonight that we have so many listeners from out of state.
Yeah.
And I think that's super cool.
I do too, but it also makes me concerned that we may have miscalculated with doing a live event. So I'm just kidding. No, it's very cool to know that we can be a conduit to Suns fans out of state to feel connected. So.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, thank you guys always for tuning in. One last thing before we let you go. So if you tuned into our live show yesterday, you'll remember that we drafted
we're not talking about this.
Our favorite best acted superheroes, right? And I took a very creative approach with this. I went with people who have been deemed villains, but could be heroes in their own world or perspective. And bless Espo's heart, he only has 12% of the votes right now. But Gerald and I, we are neck and neck. And I need you guys to come through for me. If you have not voted yet on that poll, please go to our Twitter page at PHNX_Suns and vote for me. Mostly because I think it'll be really funny to poke fun at Gerald, but also because when we had that Mario Kart race, I beat Gerald fair and square. Then he wanted a rematch and he beat me fair and square. And then we did a rubber match and I beat him, but he only posted the video of him beating me on Twitter. And I'm a little salty at him for that. So...
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So go vote for me on that poll.
You know what?
Bless your heart, Espo. I'm sorry.
I could take that 12% and throw that behind either one of you. So really, I control who wins this now because I could just donate that 12%. Is
that how this works?
Else.
You could just donate your votes
now. I'm a kingmaker, baby. Deal with it. So, look, Metal Mike. That's why you're smart, Metal Mike. He said I voted Espo. Damn straight. All right, damn straight.
Yeah. Of course I want to bring this up, Metal Mike. I'm right there. I'm like 1% ahead of Gerald right now. This is awesome. I gotta soak in the W's when I can because lately they've been far and few in between. So we overcorrected and Espo was winning a whole bunch of time. Now we gotta level it back out. So, there you go.
You cheated though.
How did I cheat?
You totally just gave the finger to the rules.
No. You and Gerald both are like, she didn't understand the assignment. I understood the assignment.
I mean, if you're going to choose villains who are heroes in their own mind, how did I not get selected on that list then? Because that's my role on
being a hero is subjective.
Well, that is true. That is true.
You don't get to decide who's a hero for other people.
That is true.
So I'm just saying. All right. We will see you guys after the game. Enjoy this one. Don't forget to join us right back here after the final buzzer. Bye.
Oh, wait.